did I already do any of the sentencing, or did I just let you guys kind of know that I was leaning towards probation and that we needed to have?
I know it's indicated on January 26th of this year, we appeared, we discussed the PSI. There was a disagreement as to the restitution. The court says that it was inclined to place the defendant on a concurrent probation, given the length of time between office date and
Right.
the indictment. Then fast forward to February the 9th of 26, the case was simply just reset for restitution hearing. So it looks like you didn't do
And
anything.
haven't actually sentenced
I
yet.
don't believe he did, Judge.
Okay, and have you, so, all right, ma'am, you're Janisha Leonard. And Miss Leonard's here in three cases. One is cause number 25 DCCR 0297. That is the new theft of property case, a state jail felony. She entered plea of guilty to. And then we have two MTRPs, one in cause number 19-33340, theft of property, and 20-36095, a theft of service.
The last information I have in my file is that she was on a straight post-conviction probation. I don't know if she initially was on deferred or not.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
know.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So, the biggest issue that one of the bigger issues that I had when we were here for sentencing, based just on paper and the appearance of this, I don't disagree with Mr. Coleman's assessment of the case, with the criminal history of Miss Leonard with these types of offenses, and which the criminal history is these three cases. There aren't any other cases. And the new offense date was August of 23. And it's kind of just unknown. It sounds like why that case was delayed in prosecution. Doesn't look like anybody knows. And so the time frame between that and now, and the lack of any other cases while Miss Leonard has been out and on probation during that time and doing well, it looks like otherwise on probation, is what leads me to potentially move forward with continuing the probation potentially on the others and giving her a probation on this one. So there was no agreement on any of these, but it looks like there was an issue with regard to the amount of restitution. So let's go forward with that. Have you guys come to any type of agreement on the restitution?
We are very
We're
far
very
apart.
far apart, Judge, and I guess one of the issues that we have is I believe Mr. Coleman's got some exhibits that are going to go back to 2022. I would object to looking at anything outside the range in the indictment. The indictment goes from August 23, and we'll get to the exact case.
Let me get it pulled up as well.
August 24th, 23 to September 4th, 23.
Okay,
I would ask that we remain in that range.
I would think legally that would be probably what I would need to do.
Judge, it's a continuing course of conduct. The theft is, I'll be honest, Mr. Ross just brought that to my attention this morning. I haven't had a chance to research it, but he certainly has had all of the restitution information showing that it's going back to 2022 in that discussion. So it's not an unfair surprise for him to know that we're looking for restitution going back.
Well, but I think the allegations, and obviously I understand the honor about as well as any of you guys, but those are some pretty specific. I mean, that's a very short time frame that is alleged in the indictment. Talking what, 4 days?
Well,
5 days?
yes,
Well, yeah.
from August 24th, 2023 to September 4th.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at an old indictment. I'm sorry, hold on. I was looking at another
About
case.
10 days, maybe.
Hold on. So in the new call number. So yeah, this one is August 24th of 2023 through September 4th of 2023. So less than a couple of weeks, a couple of weeks or so is the allegation. And I don't want to have to keep coming back here. But I think to go back, if it was a few weeks off or a month or two off, but if we're talking years of requesting that, then I think that's something that indictment needs to allege. And so we can go forward with that time frame today. I think legally that's where we need to be. She's already pled to it, so I think it's kind of late to amend the indictment. So with regard to the time frame of August 24th through September 4th of 2023, what is the amount between that time frame? Do you guys have that? Okay, we're back on the record. Cause numbers 25 DCCR 0297, 19 33340, and 20 36095. Y'all have an opportunity to kind of go back through the receipts as far as that time frame legally that we can kind of talk about on this case.
Mr. Coleman came up with a number of $2,407. In speaking with Ms. Leonard, her recollection actually is a little bit more than that. She thinks somewhere between $3,000 and $4,000. We had agreed to, or we had offered $3,500. And I think that Ms. Leonard feels comfortable paying back as far as restitution.
So if she agrees that it's between $3,500 and $4,000,
Between $3,000 and $4,000.
3 and 4, I'm more inclined to go on the higher end of that, just based on the nature of the time frame that we're unable legally to look back on. And so I would be inclined to order the 4,000, Mr. Coleman.
Judge, that makes perfect sense. I've spoken with the complainant who is here today, the district
Yes.
manager for Sutherland's. His position is he'd like to be heard by the court. He was thinking that if the defendant was placed on probation, that they'd be getting a lot more in the way of restitution. I explained to him how we arrived at where we are, but he still wants to address the court and quite possibly ask the court to reconsider. If he's not going to get more than what he's getting in the way of restitution, he would want the court to reconsider some type of form of jail time.
Okay, and sir, you can come on up. Good morning, Mr. Powell. Thank you for being patient with us this morning. It was a big morning here. Mr. Powell, would you please raise your right hand? All right, thank you, sir. And Mr. Powell, you kind of heard where we are on this legally. I understand there's a significant amount of restitution that you believe could potentially be owed based on some prior dealings that aren't within the time frame that we're talking about. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And I'm gonna just, if it's okay with everybody, just let Mr. Powell tell me what he needs to. If there's any questions of him after that, I'll gladly let you guys ask questions. But Mr. Powell, you can go ahead if you would like.
I don't have any questions. Tommy explained to me what the restitution would be. We lost a substantial amount of money.
Sure.
And if that's what we're going to be awarded, I would prefer jail time versus the restitution.
Okay, I understand that completely. Anything else that you'd like to say? Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Coleman.
Just really briefly, Mr. Powell, was any of these losses covered by insurance?
No.
What, if any, effect did it have on Sutherland and its practices going forward?
Other than the loss of funds, quite a few effects. We had to change the way our IT department had to change the way some of our transactions are rang, and that they can be rang and returned and voided. Myself, I'm a district manager, so I manage several stores. So myself, it added quite a bit to my duties as far as verifying reports, verifying voids, verifying where transactions are run, and looking at each store transactions daily and talking to the managers to verify why this transaction was running in a certain way and why it was voided. So it adds quite a bit more to my morning. Before I can get started on my store, which is Beaumont, I have to verify